Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're back here today with another challenge video. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit, so let's get on with the crafts. Let's go! Here we go with DIY number 1. We're going to start out slow with this first challenge video. Yeah, this first project. Yeah, there it is. And we are going to take this candle and we are going to add this little napkin to the candle. And it is done with using your little iron to heat it up. So I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing we're going to do is, and this candle is nowhere near as smelly as that other one I worked with last week. Oh my goodness, mess with my sinuses. So what I'm going to do is take this napkin, I'm rubbing it right here along the edge so I can see where I need to fold this to cut it off. This little napkin, somebody blessed me with it through a napkin challenge or something. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, thank you very much, because it is absolutely gorgeous. And it works perfect for my theme that I'm working on today. Now I'm going to give you a little hint as to what we're working on as our theme. Now I'm checking to make sure that this didn't have any other extra layers on it. It didn't. And so I'm very carefully taking this off of here, and look there, I ripped the corner of it. But that's okay, because what I'm going to do is going to fix it. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm checking to see if I want to use any of this extra trim around the back of it. I ended up not using this on this candle because I think it was too much for the size of the candle that I had, so I didn't use the trim at all. Now, so the next thing I did is I got out my candle, I got out my iron, and I got out a piece of wax paper. Now, I believe I saw this done by Crafting Away with May. Over on her channel, she did something similar, so I am going to do this because I'm going to take and actually put this in my booth. Now, what I'm going to do is make sure that napkin is nice and flat. And I'm going to take my little iron. Now you want to be really careful with it because this goes really fast and you don't want to stay on this candle very long because it gets very, it will make your candle square if you have a round candle. Ask me how I know. I've tried it. And I left it there too long and actually made it into an octagon or something. But once you get that done, then you're going to slowly peel this back, and then you're going to have some little edges that melted. Just crack them off, and then your candle is complete, and we'll see this at the final reveal. Sure will. Now today's challenge is the Just My Imagination challenge. We had to use 3 items: a funnel, a napkin, and tinfoil. And it's hosted by Kathy over at Kathy Jo's DIY, Brenda over at Rustic and Lace DIY, and Simply Blessed Craft is the guest host. The links to these channels are in the description box below, along with a playlist link of all the other ladies that are participating. Go check them out because they're doing some awesome crafts and you sure don't want to miss it. All right, here we go with DIY number 2. For this challenge, I had to think of what would work with a funnel and some tin foil and a napkin. And the first thing that came to my mind was a Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. But then I had to think, no, that's not Halloween, so let's get busy with this heat gun and make something else. I'm not going to tell you what I'm making. I'm going to let you guess because I'm going to get your thinking cap on. I want you to get your thinking cap on and think about this, what I'm doing. So the first thing I do is I melt this so that I could take and turn the edge of this funnel in so that it would have a bent look to it. Now, if you figure out what it is before I get done with this video, I want you to put it in the comment section below because, yep, I'm checking it out. I will give you a hint. Nah, I don't think I will. Not yet. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this makeup brush and I'm going to stuff it down in the hole. And then I'm going to take some glue and I am going to glue this in place because I don't want it to move or spin or anything else at this point. Now I'm gluing this in with super glue, and knowing me, I'm going to end up sticking my hands in this, and I did. Before it was over. I had my fingers glued to the thing and everything else, but you won't see that in the video. Next thing I did is I got my Mod Podge out. because we're going to Mod Podge the napkin. What else would we do with this napkin other than to Mod Podge it to this project? Um, no, that's not the only thing you can do with napkins, but for this one, that's what we're doing. We're Mod Podging it to the funnel and to this little piece I just put on there, the makeup brush. So I'm going to cut this up into more manageable pieces to put this on, and we are going to take and put it on this funnel because we're making it into something else. Have you guessed what it is yet? Leave me a comment down below in that comment section if you know what this is. So yeah, and I don't want to put it on my little makeup brush that's sticking out. I only want to put it on the white part of the funnel. So here I am, I'm just putting it down in little sections, and I am working it around all the little corners and stuff. And then when I get down there to the bottom, I am going to stuff it in that little edge that goes all the way around because this funnel had one of those. And I made sure that that little piece that jutted out at the top was facing away from the bent edge of the funnel. And there's a reason why I did that, and I'll tell you that in a few minutes. And so we're just going to keep Mod Podging this on here till we get it completely on. And luckily for y'all, I fast forwarded this about 8 times so that it'd go pretty fast for you. Because who likes to sit and watch somebody Mod Podge for an hour? I don't have time for that. Some people do, but I don't, and that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to put this on, and I figured y'all wouldn't want to be bored by this. I started tearing it into pieces because I noticed I was getting a lot of hard edges on here, and I did not want that. I wanted it to look more natural going all the way around this because this needs to be elegant and beautiful for what it's going to be for. And that's the hint that I'm going to give you as to what I'm making. Have you guessed yet? If you have, leave me a comment below because I'm not telling you yet. Nope, not telling. Then I sat there and I had this beautiful little stencil-like piece that is an embossing tool, and I couldn't find my machine, so I did it by hand. It looks really pretty on the aluminum foil, but guess what? It really didn't work. It didn't work for what I wanted it to work for, but I'm going to make it work into something else. And did y'all know that if you cut your tinfoil with a pair of scissors, that it helps sharpen your scissors? It does not dull your scissors. That's a quick tip for y'all. Yep. Okay, so I cut out this little design, hoping to use it around the edge of my handle here, but it just wasn't looking like I wanted it to look. So I took it off and I said, nope, I'm gonna have to do something else for it. So I put my thinking cap on. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go around the edge of this funnel because it needs something. It needs some bling added to it because I got that blingy handle on there and I need it to look pretty and elegant for what we're doing. So I went around the edge of it and it just wasn't staying on there like I wanted it to. So I took all that back off again. This is one of those projects that you go and you have to be creative and find out what works and what doesn't. So I took some double-sided tape and I'm going all the way around the edge of this funnel so that I can take and put the tinfoil around here and it will stay stuck. So I go all the way around back to where I met up with it, and I am going to now rub this in and rub it on tight so that it stays permanently on there. And then I'm going to peel back the tape and get it ready so that I can put my tinfoil on. So I started putting it all the way around and I went all the way back to where I started at. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to rub this down so that it's all in place and it stays stuck to my little form that I'm making here. And yep, and I'm going to go all the way around it, press it down, go around the edges, press it down. Now I'm going to take me a little end of my paintbrush and tuck this other piece in all the way around, and now my project is starting to take shape into what it's going to be. Have you guessed what it is yet? You'll know in a few minutes when you see me add the next step to it after I finish. Well, I got one more step to do, and then there will be another little piece added to it, and yep, you'll recognize what it is, or should anyway. I guess I do. I recognize it because I've made several of these before. And so, yeah, let's move on to the next step. And this next step, I'm going to take and look at it again. Yeah, no, that's not the next step. The next step is I'm sitting here going, okay, what else does it need? And I am going to take and fold me up a little piece of tinfoil because I got to make a merge between the makeup brush and where this funnel meets, because I don't want to have it where it's looks like a funnel just abruptly ended and somebody stuck this brush in there. So we got to make it pretty. So I'm going to take this and add it back to it and make that transition from the funnel to this, and you won't even see the edge of the funnel now. And you wouldn't know that this was what it is if you were looking at it. And so anyway, have y'all guessed what it is? Have you guessed yet? Let me know. Leave me a comment below. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this floral foam, and you should know what it is by now, and I am going to put tons of glue on it, stick it down in here, and then I'm going to have to add some more glue along the sides because it wasn't wanting to hold where it was supposed to. And once I get all that glued in, I'll show you the next step. Now my next step, I got a little bottle out that I hold all my pearls in to hold this up for me. And what I'm doing is I'm taking, these are all the Dollar Tree flowers, you guys. And I'm going to take and build me a base all the way around. Have you guessed what I'm making yet? If you guessed a bridal bouquet, you are right. So let me get this camera back up here so y'all can see. Several times I'll move this camera around so that you can see, try to get you to where you can see the full thing as I'm making it. But I'm adding a layer of green flowers all the way around the edge until I get that filled in. And it really only takes, I think I took 9 bundles of Dollar Tree flowers, which y'all know y'all don't get many on there, and to complete this project. Now after I get all those leaves in there like I want, then I'm going to add me a piece of floral foam that is the softer floral foam to stick all of my other flowers into. And I'm trying to move you around so I can get you to where you can see a better view of it. So now what I'm going to do is add a few more leaves in so that I kind of completely cover up around the edge of this foam block. Now I'm adding a few of the sprigs of these, I don't know what they're called. They look like grass to me, into each side of it in different areas. And then I'm adding some of these little leaves that I used in my video where I made carrots, and I'm just using a straight pin to put them in with. Now the reason why I left that little bubble at the top of my funnel and didn't take it out is that way I knew which way was up for when I started placing the flowers into this bundle. And that way I have a direction of which way to go. Now you need to add some draped flowers in here since this is going to be a bridal bouquet, and this will actually kind of cover up her hand. And so we're going to go and randomly add these all the way around until I get this full like I want it. And then you're just going to keep adding flowers. You'll need to cut the tips of your flower stems off so that they fit in there and they go all the way around. And I save all of those because it really helps when you get ready to start adding pieces to this and other projects that I do. I always use them. I always keep all those extra pieces that I cut off. So we're just going to keep working our way around this. And you guys, I sped this up quite fast, so you didn't have to sit and listen to me talk all this time, but you just randomly start placing your flowers, and you're going to build around the edge of it until you build yourself out to your bundle. Now, those little tool things have little things that I made. Yeah, everything's a thing. But you just take and make them around one of those little picks, and then you just stuff them in there. And for this being a bridal bouquet, I always add stuff like that. But this is pretty much what I keep doing. Now when you get down to the end and you're just about have all the front filled out, then you need to go back and look at where the bride's going to hold and what she'll see when she's holding it, and you want to fill in all of those extra places. You guys will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now, at this time, we'd like to thank our subscribers. We love you bunches. We appreciate everything you do for this channel. All the liking, the sharing, and the big thumbs up, and having conversations with us through the comments. We really enjoy all of that, and we appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wouldn't be a channel if it wasn't for y'all watching. And so we just want to give you a big thanks. Here we go with the final reveal and all the embellishments. As most of you know, Beth and I opened the Chic Shack over at the Avonlea Mall, and here is the mall. It is 8101 Phillips Highway. Come visit us. We'd love to have you. We've also added Dixie Belle paints to our booth through Southern Belle Paints, and also Beth has started a new channel called KELLEY Shenanigans, and we have started WhatTheTuckers, all to further God's kingdom.
Turn out awesome. So you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. Hit that notification bell and give us that big thumbs up because it really helps our channel out. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.